Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're talking about bad training partners. How are you gonna get good work in or avoid damage if people are swinging too hard? All the normal things that bad training partners do. How are we gonna avoid this when we're sparring, clinching, doing drills, or doing pad work? All those aspects, we need training partners, and I want to help you guys make sure your training improves even if these people are around. So very early in my kickboxing career, I was primarily working with my brother, Aaron, who most of you know on the channel because he is my cornerman most times when I compete. But there came a point where he decided, you know what, I want to go try soccer, and then he was really focused on his school, and during those times I didn't have him around, and sometimes I'd have some of my good buddies also working with me, but occasionally I would have to resort to training with somebody else. And a lot of times these guys were what I call bad training partners in many ways. It could be number one, that their experience level was just so much lower than mine. It made me really struggle to feel like I was getting any good work done. But sometimes it was just also people who were, really rigid. And every time they jab, it's like they're trying to break your nose, or you're clenching and they're reefing on your neck. And I'm just going, these are not ideal training partners. My brother's skill level and ability to work with was way up here, and now I have these people who are way down here. It's terrible. What can I possibly do? Well, you can make a lot of adjustments yourself, and today I'm going to walk you through the aspects of what I did to improve my training even when these mediocre partners were across from me. So first, let's talk about pads. My favorite element of training. I absolutely love pad work. I would give everything up and just do pads every single session if it was possible. But all of a sudden you have somebody who cannot hold. They have no flow, they don't know how to put together combos, and you're just struggling to have fun and to feel like you're getting anything done. What can you do? Well, I've had many of these people before, and I just very politely say to them, look, I just want to work real basics today. So can we just do jab by itself, cross by itself, and occasionally jab cross? And that's all I will do for the whole round or the whole series of rounds. Why do I choose this? Because instead of somebody across from me kind of like, okay, jab, upper, hook, round kick, and they finally create this big long combo after you waiting there for 10 seconds, and then you go to execute and they can't keep up with you. I would much rather have somebody just actually having me snap the jab, snap the jab, snap the cross, snap the jab cross, and actually staying active and having the ability to hit something that is coming back at you. Many pad holders don't have that ability to push back. They get kind of frozen and they stop meeting your punch, and it feels awful. So I would rather somebody be 1, 2, 3, cross, as opposed to and that is a very simple tip. If you have somebody across from you, ask them to work on 1 or 2 things. If they have a belly pad on, hey, I just want to work on my knees and a cross. And you just smash those techniques the whole time. I actually ended up having some very good pad holders who would just work on basics with me, from me actually creating this sort of pad style, and I'd go in and I would love working with them. But it was just 1, 2, 3 techniques, and I would just crush the pad work and found it very enjoyable. So that is my first tip. And a quick pause from the episode to give a super big shout out to the sponsor of this episode. We are talking about Ridge wallets. I love this product because it is minimalist. We have super thin design, but it can hold up to 12 cards. Plus there's space on the back for your cash. It has all you need, but can conveniently go in your pocket without creating a big bulge. And this is the perfect time to get one of these Ridge wallets, because with your purchase, you get entered to win a Velociraptor Ford Bronco. This promo only lasts until September 30th, and for the last 9 days of the sale, there will be bonus multipliers. For every dollar you spend, you get 2 entries. If you buy new Hennessy products, you get 10 times the entries. Additionally, you can head over to the website and get entered for free. And the winner will get to choose a Hennessy Ford Bronco Velociraptor or $75,000 cash. And an additional reason to grab yourself a Ridge wallet, it has RFID blocking material materials to prevent digital pickpocketers from stealing from you. Ridge Wallets has over 80,000 5-star reviews. All you need to do is click in the link in the description below, head over to ridge.com/Varga10 and use that promo code Varga10 to save 10%. Next, let's move into sparring. You have somebody across from you. If their level's lower than yours, that's fine. You can challenge yourself in many ways with a lower skill level partner by just going, I'm gonna remove many of the things I'm good at. If I'm best at boxing and bouncing around, I'm gonna go to a Muay Thai style and I'm just gonna play in an area that I'm uncomfortable. Those type of sparring partners don't really concern me because I can make the adjustments myself and I'm not worried about damage. The people who do concern me are the ones who will either, okay, let's go light. They'll say, let's go light. And then they'll touch gloves, they'll do a couple light, and then they'll just bomb a punch in. And you're like, whoa, I thought we were going light. And they're like, yeah, no, light. And they just keep having this up, down pace. Or you might have somebody who just every shot they throw is just so stiff. Like I said in the intro, it's like they're trying to break your nose. These are the people that concern me. And what do I do with those guys? Well, I put the emphasis on defense, super tight defense, 0 errors, and I'll pick 1 or 2 offensive techniques to just work. Because I know if I start jumping in and throwing big combos and they happen to counter, they're gonna be countering with something which can really wreck me. So I'll just go, really, I'm gonna focus on just nothing gets through. And then I'll just throw something like, okay, I'm doing front kicks the whole round and maybe jab cross. And again, I go back to basics. That's a big theme of working with people who are bad training partners. Go back to basics, whether it be pad work or sparring, and keep yourself safe. Make sure that you're getting good sessions in, but you're not gonna damage yourself. That should always be the focus, in my opinion. Number 3, we are talking about clinch work. When is somebody a bad partner for clinch? Not so much for me that they're gonna be, again, a lower skill level. That doesn't concern me. I'm not gonna go, oh, this person's just awful to train with. They just need to learn. That's all. I'm talking about the people who are so rigid. They're just rigid all the time. These guys are frustrating to deal with. But there is a solution because I've done this with many of them before. Number 1, you're gonna lock your head because you know they're gonna be grabbing and trying to reef on you. If they try to reef on you and your head's here, they move your whole body as opposed to collapsing and then you having to work your way back out and ending up with a sore neck. So I go fairly strong through my neck and my back. I get my hips really tight. Now from here, I let them burn themselves out. Yes, I will throw back the occasional little knee, but I let them burn themselves out. I'll do a couple little maneuvers to try and off balance them to make them extra fatigued, toss in some little side knees, but I put the emphasis on throwing these guys. It's not gonna happen in the first 30 seconds or the minute because they are so rigid, they are hard to move. But if you play around with them, you give them little twitches, touch them in the body occasionally, then there's gonna be a point when you're gonna have to figure out when they go from here to huh. And in that split second, now they're so easy to throw. And this is how I made clinch with these bad training partners fun for myself. I would go, I'm gonna fatigue them, look for them to relax for that split second because they're gonna go back to tense as soon as they recover. In that little time period, I'm gonna dump them. Throw them on the ground. And it became a game for me being able to read when this opportunity presents itself. And it's just a good way to take a bad training partner for clinch and go, oh, okay, here's one of these guys that just doesn't know how to relax, but that's okay. I'm gonna learn something from this. And what you're gonna recognize is all of a sudden, you're gonna start being able to throw people, even advanced people, when they do that little bit of relaxing, when they're slightly off their game. And it happens all the time with everybody. Nobody is 100% focused, 100% dialed in, and going with somebody who's tight and then relaxes and is throwable is very similar to somebody who's very focused for a split second, they're out of position, and that's when you throw them. This is great training to lead up to those guys who are amazing in clinch, and you have milliseconds to throw them. Otherwise, when you do try and throw them, they're not gonna go anywhere. And the last aspect that I wanna talk about today in dealing with bad training partners is drills, back and forward drills. It could be something like I throw jab, cross, hook off their gloves, boom, 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 and I come with a round kick and they're supposed to block. And then you put your hands up, bam, 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 and then you catch the round kick. Very often, you're gonna have people that you're trying to keep a fast pace back and forward with. You're going, the drill is so simple, but they just can't do it. Again, simplify. Instead of going, okay, we're gonna catch 3 punches and block a round kick, just say, you know what? I'm gonna throw my punches midair. I'm gonna throw them in really hard, maybe like I'm kind of missing. You know, I go to attack and my partner backs up and all 3 miss, but then they're at that ideal range for the kick. So you throw midair, 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 and then you throw your round kick and you tell them, all I want you to do is hold your hands here and catch the round kick. That's all you have to do. And then you can do the whole drill for them. Jab, cross, hook. You can work on your block, maybe add a pull through after, block, hollow out and pull them through. But you make things advanced for them, simple for yourself, but you make sure that you are still able to execute at full speed. That is the main thing when you're with training partners. You don't want your training level to get dragged down to theirs, so you just have to find little adjustments so you can still go fast, you can still go hard, and they are a part of that work, but they don't have to keep up with your skill level and your pace. All the tips I gave you today will make training with those bad training partners so much easier, so much more fun, and your skill level is not gonna get sucked down to them. If anything, you're gonna help drag them up. And that is what we're looking to do when we're in the gym. We wanna get our own training in and we wanna elevate everybody around us. So take these to the gym. They're gonna help you out lots. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give it a like. As always, guys, train hard, and I will see you back here soon for another video.